Today we're going to talk a little bit about slips. Koha 2405, maybe 2311. I can't remember which one it came out in. They introduced custom slips and talked a little bit about it at the conference, and I've been playing with it. So I'm going to show you how I have transitioned a little bit from inserting some stuff through jQuery and taking advantage of the new feature in Koha. I'm Christopher Brannon with the Coeur d'Alene Public Library and the Cooperative Information Network.
I'm George Williams. I'm the Next Search Catalog Coordinator at Northeast Kansas Library System.
Is that Kansas behind you, or is that somewhere else?
That's actually Moscow Mountain. This is from Idaho.
Oh, okay. SpongeBob.
It's the Palouse.
I think that's actually SpongeBob's. Is that SpongeBob right there? Looks like a profile of him. That's weird.
Could be.
Okay. Anyways, so yes, today we're going to talk a little bit about slips. So, I have a patron up. I've in the past I have shared a couple different jQueries, and I'll have those jQuery addresses up here for where they are in the libraries. But I have a jQuery here that talks about adding curbside parking slips to patron checkout screen. This is an alternative to using the actual module. The module is good. It didn't meet our needs in the workflow that we wanted here, so we did something a little bit more basic with the slip. So I incorporated that into our system. I shared that in past episodes and on the library. Another jQuery modification I had made was this one, and this is a self-registration confirmation slip. So we have people that register online, and some of our libraries need to retain paperwork. And so if they're registering in person, they're filling out a slip, and we basically wanted something that we could print up if they registered online that they would sign as well, that we would keep on file. And so this basically grabbed information from the patron information that they filled out already, and then included some things that we incorporate in our in-person slips that we ask about, like, do you want to sign up for certain newsletters, and you're agreeing to this and you need to sign this kind of thing. So we've incorporated stuff like that, and I've also shared that on the library. But now with the current version of Koha, there are new features where you can create custom slips. And so what I have done is I have made modifications for both of these so that I could take all that jQuery out. Anytime I can, reduce the amount of jQuery is always a plus. But on our test server, I'm holding on to that because this is fairly new. I wanted to make sure these processes worked for everybody. But let me talk about the curbside slips real quick here. In our jQuery modification, I put the curbside slip under the More button on a patron screen. And basically what that did was that brought up a modal. It would show the modified name, their barcode, and you could type in, where are they parked. If you wanted to add other notes, what color their vehicle is, or what kind of things you're grabbing. You could do that. I think this is modified from what's in the library because I've actually included where it grabs the information about what's on hold on the patron screen. So you can print it with that, or you can just print it with this basic information. And so you could choose with or without. It would bring up a page with that information. You hit print and it prints it off. The let's see here. I don't have a working copy of the old curbside, not the curbside, the self-check confirmation slip because I had to actually completely replace it. So it is no longer in here, but it basically does the same thing. So let me show you what the new curbside looks like now. This curbside, the old one, used a modal. I can't do that with custom slips. So basically under the print, we do have the curbside slip option, but it just goes straight to print. And so what I had opted to do was just leave a place for you to fill out in handwriting when you print that slip. So it basically does the exact same thing. I'm using Koha's internal barcode generator this time around rather than I had something external before barcode generation became a thing in Koha. So that's why it looks a little bit different, a little bit fatter. But essentially it's giving all the same information. You're not given an option whether it prints the holds information here, but I was able to choose I want just the stuff that is waiting in this location, not somewhere else. So I was able to do that, and I was able to format it nicely. So that is one slip. The other slip, as I said, was the self-registration. And the nice thing about the self-registration with this transition is I was limiting the self-registration confirmation slip to just patrons that were in the self-registration category. So I couldn't limit without some jQuery. I couldn't limit this to just that category within the custom slip itself. I could prevent it from loading any information, but it would still show up in the menu without some jQuery. What I did in our production server is I called it I think I've renamed it to something slightly different. Not the self-registration confirmation slip, but patron confirmation slip. I think I just stripped it down to that so that if we wanted to take advantage of those slips for any patrons that are doing renewals, you could print it off and it would print out their information. And this is what ours looks like. So it's grabbing information, and this additional information is just stuff that I put in there manually. So this is all just HTML information added to the bottom of it. So this is all information that's grabbed from the account and then additional information added. And so print that off. They can review it, make sure that emails and phone numbers and addresses are all correct, and they can fill out any additional information that they want. In the below portion, they can sign it, and we can keep that on record if as needed.
Cool.
So those, in order to do that, those are in. You're going to Tools, and you're going to your Notices and Slips, and I think, trying to remember if I did this for a specific library. I don't think so. Let's see here. Now I got to remember where I put all this stuff.
Got to remember what you called it.
Yeah, did I put it in our? Okay, yeah, I did on the self-registration. I did put it in a specific library. So this is what that looks like. So we created it is a custom slip, and they did it right this time. They put it in print. So yeah, you're just using HTML. Just make sure that you mark it as HTML up there.
Right.
And I opted when I did this, I was really trying to step outside of the hungry alligator mode and use the template toolkit in these cases. So this is one less slip I'll have to adjust when we get rid of this altogether and go completely over to template toolkit. Um, so I'm using all of that information and formatting it with my HTML and then my additional information. It's a little more messy, but it's all down there. And I just had to play with it a bit to make sure that things formatted nicely. If you know, because we default our printing to the thermal printer, the receipt printers, and I
Right.
wanted to make sure that all came out nicely on that. So it's all formatted nicely for that. I can't remember. Did I utilize? Nope, I didn't utilize any formatting for this outside of what's just on here. I did try to do some formatting. I might have used some, or I might have tried more in the hold slip than this one. Um, yeah, this is basically just straight HTML on this one. So was able to do that. Let me go over to uh, that was
Curbside something, right?
curbside. So I have custom curbside. This is I gotta see here. Two of them. Interesting. I think this is the one right here, though. So yeah, you can see where I'm incorporating, and I had to ask Lucas a little bit about how to call up that uh, internal barcode generator. That one was a little tricky. Um, it wasn't. I guess what you need to do if you're going to utilize that um, is if you forget how to call that up, generate a barcode from the generator and then grab that URL and then just strip out the information that's after the barcode equals. Um, I also needed to make sure that we didn't put the text under the barcode in this case because we didn't want if for some reason the slip got left out somewhere, people didn't see the number. They can't read the
Right. They
uh,
can't read the library card number.
right, exactly. Um, so that's why we kept that out of there. Um, so again, a lot of template toolkit for patron information, and I had to use a for each and find the holds that were actually waiting at my branch. So that's what this logic is here for. So another great thing about Template Toolkit is to be able to do logic like that. And so yeah, so just getting the holds that are actually waiting to be picked up um, was a huge plus with the Template Toolkit. And I don't think, nope, I didn't use any formatting in this either. So it's all just pure straight HTML at this point.
Cool.
So, but yeah, I am loving the custom slips. I've been able to pull out a ton of jQuery out of our production server because of it, because we were doing uh, our own slips.
Right.
I did have to lose a little bit of functionality with taking away the modal, but that was a good trade-off. It's easy enough. It was minor enough stuff to write in on the slip after it's printed that I like to be able to take out as much as I can out of jQuery. jQuery is great for things that Koha can't do on its own. And
But if it can do it,
now that we have custom slips, that gave us some great flexibility.
right. My plan, one of the things I want to do is replace the account summary, because that never prints right on any of our printers.
Yeah.
And there's no way, and that's the one slip in Koha for patrons that you can't modify that's under that print drop down. It's hard coded, so.
Yeah, and I don't know if it was Jason or someone else, they're using the custom notices and slips for I don't know if it was Jason. It might have been somebody else, but they're using it for writing up a bill, writing up where your account's at, and I think it gives you a little bit more freedom to include and exclude what you want in that information, rather than just going with what's out of the box already in the patron account. So I think
cool.
we've got the slips and quick slips and the patron summary. There's an account balance, of course, but you might want something a little bit different. So.
Yeah. No, this is really cool. I haven't done as much with this yet as I want to, so.
Yeah, I'm just getting my feet wet with it, but this was a big dive for me. But I thought, you know what? I need to make sure that these slips are working anyways. I think one of them stopped working. I got it working again, but I thought, you know what? I need to take advantage of what's there and see what's involved in doing that. And it really was, I think the only part that's challenging still is, knowing what you can do with Template Toolkit. And, if you can, I know they're still putting the documentation together for that, but it's getting closer, getting better. And it was a little bit easier for me to put all those pieces together than it would have been a year or two ago.
Cool.
So, all right. Well, I hope this is helpful. Yeah, I just want to say, we've been getting some feedback through Mattermost and through comments online about the usefulness of some of the things that we're sharing. And then, of course, George has to remind us that what is it you're saying about people listening to you? I can't remember.
It terrifies me.
It terrifies
people listen to me. What do I know?
But we are glad that you are listening, and I love hearing when something that we've shared is helpful. So please keep sharing that information with us in Mattermost. Please comment on the videos, and if you have questions, if there's something that you're not sure about, feel free to contact us through either way, either through the comments on the video or through Mattermost. Let us know what you'd like to hear more about, and we'll certainly take that into consideration.
Yeah, we haven't had a request in a long time, so
no.
Request something.
Otherwise, we're just gonna have to start.
Otherwise, yeah, it's just us.
Dumb videos. Yeah. So, all right. Well, we'll see everybody again in 2 weeks.
Yep. See you all later.